Hi guys, it's Lynn here. I hope you're having an incredible day. Now today I'm going to tell you how to water cacti and succulents when they're in within the first year. Now this video is actually a video request by my wonderful subscriber Todd. So hi Todd, and thank you for requesting this video. I have made a video on how to care for cacti and succulent seedlings during their first winter, how to overwinter them. I'll explain a little bit more in there also, that's about overwintering them. Do check that video out also. I'll put links up above to that and also down below to that video, so do check it out. But this is how to water them. And Todd was asking me a question. I said, well, I'm going to make a video so it'd be easier for me to explain in this. Now with cacti and succulent seedlings, they're very different in a way to their care to mature cacti and succulents, because mature cacti and succulents, especially during the winter, like to be kept cool and dry, especially the desert type of cacti. And the difference is with seedlings, even during the spring and summer as well, when normal cacti and succulents can go quite a while without water, without any harm. They might shrivel up, but they're not going to come to any harm. They store water in their plant bodies. With seedlings, they're very small. Now, that's not such a problem because even if you show these little seedlings here, they're very small, but there's enough water storage capacity in these to, from a bodily point of view, go a good few months without any real harm coming to them. But the difference is with cacti and succulent seedlings is that their root hairs are still very, very young. And if you let the soil in the pots go dry for too long, then you have a problem where the roots will die back. And when you start to water them again, it can cause them to rot. So if you let seedlings go more than 2 or 3 months without watering, especially during the winter time, and then you suddenly start to water them again, they might look okay from the top, but then you find that the roots have died back and they rot. So this video is just to tell you how to keep them, to stop them from being overwatered, and also enough to keep the roots from obviously not dying back. Now it's spring now, thank goodness, here in Ireland. And how I overwintered these, as I explained in the other video, how to overwinter your cacti and succulents during their first year, the seedlings. This video is really on about young cacti and succulent seedlings. And before I go any further, I want to give a massive thank you to Honzi, who is filming me behind the camera now. He's doing an amazing job of the camera work, so I've got my hands free to water the seedlings to show you. And if you're not familiar with my wonderful fiancé, Honzi's channel, Family of Cacti and Other Beauties here on YouTube, please do go over and subscribe. Links will be up above now. And these are all seedlings that we've grown mostly from our own seed. Some are from our own plants, some are from friends' plants that have gifted us, and some are from the British Cactus and Succulent Society seeds. Here are seeds I've actually sown last month. They've already germinated. And as I say, I've got these in the baggy method. So I don't need to worry about watering these for a good while because they're in the bags. This acts as a little greenhouse for them, and the condensation keeps them well humidified. So that's different again. And I'm also going to put links up above on how to grow cacti from seed. I'm going to explain a little bit about that at the end if you're not familiar with growing from seed. Now with watering them, as I say, this is springtime, so I'm going to be okay now to go ahead and pretty much keep these seedlings pretty well watered all the time, and then I let the soil dry out in between waterings. But they got through their first winter here. What I was doing, now they're indoors, I haven't got these in the polytunnel. Other seedlings I've got in the polytunnel are 2 years old or more, so there's no problem. I've let most of them go pretty dry through the winter. They're old enough now to be treated as mature plants. These are still in their first stages, first few months. What I did with the watering during the winter time is I gave them a good water, then I'd let the soil completely dry out for at least a week before I watered again. Therefore, the roots did not go too long without water, but the roots were not also sitting in water for too long, so there was no chance of any rot. And as you can see, these have got through the winter very, very well. And that's the best advice I can give you. If you're overwintering your young cacti and succulent seedlings in their first year and you're wondering about watering them, then give them a water enough to give them a water and then let the soil completely dry out in between watering, and do keep them at a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius, if not more. It doesn't matter what type of cacti and succulent you're growing, because they're young seedlings for the winter. Now this is spring here, so I presume a lot of you, including you Todd, are watching this now in the spring. And you can go much easier with the watering. But again, with seedlings, I let the soil dry out totally before I water again. And I'm going to show you how I water them. I don't go with a big watering can and thoroughly soak them. This is it's one of their little water pump sprinklers. They're brilliant because you're in control of the watering, so you're not going to over water. And this is important because if you use a watering can, the seedlings are very young and you can cause a lot of damage. If I just go over the watering can now, not only can it be too much water, but you can disturb these young little plants. And also the plant roots can be disturbed by just splashing loads of water on. So if you can get one of these, brilliant. And I'm going to start off here. I'm just going to show you here. As I say, these are all dry. They're all ready to be watered. I deliberately did not water these for about a week to show you that they need to dry out in between waterings here. Now, obviously, make sure with these pump sprays you pump them up. And the reason why I'm recommending these is, I say, you can get right deep, right into the base of the little seedlings, which is great. As I say, the watering can just be too much sometimes for the roots. And now, what do you want to do there? Just, there you go. A little bit of a... that's it, and that's really it. I mean, you can use any type of... I like to use one of these nozzles because I find they're absolutely great for getting close into the little seedlings there. But you can use whichever you find easy. If you find a little tiny watering can. And I always prefer to use rainwater, but it's really personal choice. You have good quality tap water that's not too hard. You can let it, I prefer, if you have to use tap water, let it sit still for a day beforehand. And these here. And that's really really, sorry if I've been going about this a long way. It's just to make sure that you let the soil dry out in between the waterings. And now it's in spring, you can go a bit more easier with the watering. These are a lot of seedlings in there that need to be potted on. And these here, epiphyllum seedlings. These are saguaros. So just enough water to stop the root hairs from drying out. And as I say, in the winter, go a little bit longer in between waterings, but making sure the soil dries out every time. And the reason, as I say, why I've got these in the bags, I've recently sowed them. I like to sow seeds using the baggy method. And if you want to know how to grow cacti and succulents from seed, know the method I like to use, do check out the video now. I'm just going to put up links up above on how to grow cacti and succulents from seed. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and Todd, thanks for the video request. And if you want any more information on watering seedlings and things like that, do drop me comments down below and let me know. But as I say, the trick is just enough water to stop them from the root hairs from drying up, but letting the water dry out, the soil in the pots dry out in between waterings. And that's the trick. And as I do, check out the other video I've made on overwintering cacti and succulents during their first winter. I explain a bit more about the watering that also too. And thank you, Hansi, for filming me. So guys, thanks so much for watching. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power. As always, Makwasi M will dial. And until the next video, bye.